Hey guys, welcome to Friday. You made it through your first week of our remote learning lessons. So today's going to look a little different. I know yesterday you were supposed to do your cluster assessment. Yours looks a little shrunken, so we could save some paper, but it was the cluster 6 measurement conversion CA, and I wanted to go through that with you and do each question with you so you can use it as review. And that way you've got it on this page and you can go back and forth. You can pause me if you need to redo a question, but I want you to self-check. It's super important over these lessons that you use the answer keys and self-check videos to go over your work so that you're learning this information so you're ready for 6th grade. Don't just go to the answer key or my answer and review lessons because you're not going to learn the material. And the key to these remote lessons is that you're learning the curriculum and learning the material so you're ready to go on to 6th grade. So just doing the answers and using these review videos to get the work done without learning the material isn't really going to help you. And remember, I'm always available via email or text me, and I can help you where you need help. Just throw me an email, and we can even Zoom and talk about questions that you're having trouble with. So for today, this video is going to come in 3 or 4 parts because I can only upload videos that are a certain length. So you can pause, you can go through. I'm going to do about 3 questions and then stop it so you can go through them, and then we'll come back. Okay, you'll see I'm in my classroom today, so I had to get out of my house like you're all feeling right now. So I popped into the classroom real quick so that I could do this video for you and go over our assessment. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to plug this in. Oh, one other thing I forgot I was going to tell you. You'll see behind my screen, I'm going to get rid of me for a second. Here is Canvas and what it looks like. I wanted to give you an update to see what you are going to see coming up next week. This will always stay where it says remote learning math lessons and links. This is your first weeks of learning. So that template and lessons will be there all the time. I'm not going to take that down because it has links that you can get to. That's also your science and your reading links as well. This right here, week of 323, measurement, links, and lessons, you're going to notice another module will pop up right in here next week that says week of 330, lessons and links. And we're going to move on to geometry and quadrilaterals next week, so that's going to look a little different. I'll leave this on the page in case you ever want to go back and revisit it, but you'll see always above that will be the newest week of our lessons and our learning. And always check Canvas to see if I have any lessons or notes for today. You're going to see today's has Thursday notes, and I'm videotaping this on Thursday so that you can look at some information. So even if there's not a video, there'll be some links on there. Okay? All right, so let's get back to, there I am. I'm going to plug this in so we can talk about our assessment. Hope y'all did well. Okay, so this assessment was a little bit harder than the first worksheets as always because it's not just doing the conversions, but their problems are hidden inside of word problems. So when we put a word problem there, it gets a little higher level right away because you have to decipher those words and figure out what they're asking us to solve. So we're going to start here. Okay, with number 1. We're going to use our cube strategies always and forever, and I always use cubes, even how old I am right now, because I want to dive into this problem and find out what they're actually asking me to do. So let's use cubes. Remember, circle the numbers, underline the question, box the keywords, evaluate, and then select an answer or solve. Okay, so Rosalita is making chocolate chip cookies. I did that often this week. She needs 20 ounces. And notice when I circle this number, I'm also circling the unit because that's very important when we're converting or changing between units. She needs 20 ounces. She has 2 1/4 pounds of chocolate chips. Notice those are different units, so we're going to have to do some sort of conversion. This, in the word problem, they're always going to tell you the conversion, so you don't have to memorize that. It's given to you. There's 16 ounces in 1 pound, and we already knew that from the work we did earlier. Underline the question. How many ounces of chocolate chips will Rosalita have left after she makes her cookies? Okay, let's box some keywords. She needs this amount. She has this amount. And then we have to figure out how many ounces of chips will Rosalita have left after she makes her cookies. So if I'm going to have some left, that means I'm going to have to tell the difference between what I have and what I need. So for example, if I had 5 pounds and I need 3 pounds, I would subtract to figure out what's left. I had 5, subtract 3, I have 2 pounds left. So it's going to be a subtraction problem because this right here tells me I have to compare what I have and what I need. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. I'm going to slide this over. We know she needs 20 ounces, and I'm going to abbreviate right there. We know she needs 20 ounces, and she has 2 1/4 pounds. So if she's going to have some left over, since it asks in the question what's left over, I know 20 ounces is going to be larger than 2 1/4 pounds because she's going to have some left. So we need to convert one of those two one way or the other. And I'll give you a little hint. Here's what I look for. If the question answers are asking me how many ounces and all the answer choices are in ounces, it would sort of be silly for me to transfer my ounces into pounds because then I'd have to just flip them back to ounces again. So let's take these 2 1/4 pounds and switch these into ounces. So we have all the same ounces. All right, let's ignore this fourth for just a second. Oh, hold on. I lost my paper. Where did it go? What happened? Isn't this fun? Let's see if I can find us again. No. Well, goodness, I don't know what happened. Let me see if I can figure this out a little bit. Didn't this happen to us once before? They're going to see my beautiful face again. Hi. And let's try one more time. Okay, we're back. I don't know what happened right there, but nice little commercial break. All right, so we have 2 1/4 pounds, and we're going to change it to ounces. So let's see and get rid of this 1/4 for right now and just talk about these 2 pounds. So if I just set that aside for a second, I want to know how many 2 pounds converted into ounces. And they told us that 1 pound is the same thing. 1 pound is the same thing as 16 ounces. So this has to be bigger. So that's my horse. This is my fly. Horse to fly, multiply. So every one of those 2 pounds has 16 ounces. So I'm going to do 16 times 2, which is going to be 32 ounces. All right, so that takes care of my 2 pounds. Then my 1/4 of a pound, we have to come back and do that. 1/4 of a pound is 1/4 of those 16 ounces. So if we're doing our multiplication like we did before with our of, I have 16 over 4, which is the same as 16 divided by 4, which is 4 ounces. You can also see if I had those 16 ounces and I wanted to split them into fourths, 1/4 of 16, I'd have to split it into 4 equal parts. That would be 4 ounces in each part, and 1/4 would be those 4 ounces. So I'm going to take these 32 ounces and add it to the 1/4 of a pound, 32 plus 4, and get 36 ounces. So I have 36 ounces. She needs 20 ounces. So in order to figure out what I have left, and remember that was the key word, what's left after I finish, we're going to take those 36 ounces and subtract what she needs. Subtract 20. 6 minus 0 is 6. 3 minus 2 is 1. So left over, she has 16 ounces. So let's take a look at our answer choices. She has 16 ounces left over. Okay. All right, so let's look at number 2. Elliot's backpack weighs 4,200 grams. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. There's our conversion for us that we had to memorize. How many kilograms does Elliot's backpack weigh? All right, so Elliot's backpack weighs 4,200 grams. Circle the numbers. I'm not going to circle these because that's a conversion and they're not numbers I need for solving this as part of the question. They're information that I'm going to use for computation. How many kilograms does Elliot's, this should say backpack, weigh? Well, this is definitely a keyword because I know I'm going to switch it to kilograms and this is in grams. So this is just a direct conversion. We're taking 4,200 grams and turning them into kilograms. Okay, so I'm going to switch this over here. I have 4,200 grams, and I'm turning them into kilograms. Okay, direct conversion, just like we did on our worksheets. So I'm going to use my King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. And I know the unit is the gram. That's right in the middle right there. So that's what we have, 4,200 of those. And kilogram is over here. 1, 2, 3 jumps to kilogram. So that means there's 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. And that's what it told us before. So in order to change this to kilograms, I have to go from fly to horse, divide, of course. So we're going to take 4,200 grams and divide it by 1,000. How many grams are in each kilogram? Well, that's not going to be an equal division problem, but I do know that if I take 4,200 and divide it by 1,000, I can take 4,000s out of there, and I'm left over with 200 grams. So I can make 4 kilograms, and then I have 200 grams. Okay, so 4 and 200 grams. So let's see what that takes me first of all. Let's look at the answer choices. First of all, let's get rid of 2 that make absolutely no sense whatsoever. If grams are smaller than kilograms, so it's going to take less kilograms than it is grams to have that same measure. So there's no way I can have 42,000 or 420,000 kilograms. That would be huge because each one of those has 1,000 grams inside of it. So it has to be one of these 2 answers. My choices have gotten down a lot. So this is 4 and this is 4. Same as we got in our division problem where we said 4 kilograms when we did our original division. Now we just have to worry about these 200 grams. Okay, so 200 grams is out of what a full kilogram would be. And a full kilogram would be 1,000 grams. So we have 200 out of the 1,000 original grams. So we're just going to simplify this. I'm going to divide by 10 and get rid of those zeros because that's just like dividing by 10 on the top and the bottom. And I'm going to divide by 10 again and get rid of those zeros. So right now I'm left with 2/10 of a gram. 2/10 of a gram. So what would this look like as a decimal? Let's take a peek. Is it 4 and 2/1000 of a kilogram or 4 and 2/10 of a kilogram? It's 4 and 2/10 of a kilogram. Okay, I'm going to show you another trick that you can do it, and you don't have to do it this way, but it's a way that works. So let me put King Henry again. King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. Here's our units. We have 4,200 grams. Where's the decimal in 4,200? It's right at the end, right there. So if I'm going to jump from grams to kilograms, I'm going to jump 1, 2, 3 jumps to the left, which means I'm dividing, because horse to fly, fly to horse, divide, of course. We're going to go 3 jumps to the left. 1, 2, 3. The decimal would land right there. So it ends up being 4 and 2/10. It's just the same form as this 2/10, but it's in the form of a decimal. So you can use this by sliding your decimals, and you can also use division like I did here. Okay, I'm going to stop this video right now because it's getting a little long, so I'm going to pause it and then click on the second video to see the next couple of questions.